Now, graduates, I am extremely pleased to invite Lieutenant Governor of the state of Vermont, Phil Scott, to greet and congratulate the class of 2015. Lieutenant Governor.
Well, hello, class of 2015. Thank you very much for including me today in this honorable occasion. You all have a lot to be proud of, and you are here today because of your own hard work, as well as support and encouragement from many family members, friends, professors, and mentors also here today. Nobody took your tests. Nobody wrote those papers for you. You did this, and you earned the diploma that you will receive today. Some of you, like me, were born right here in Vermont. Some of you came from other states and other countries. Some of you are just barely old enough to vote, while others are old enough to probably remember 8-tracks. Is there anybody else here that remembers 8-tracks? Absolutely. And then there are the military veterans. And I'd like to take a moment myself to thank you for what you've done for us. We sit here today safe and sound because of your sacrifices. And I try to make it a point every day to thank a vet. It's a good habit to get into. Some of you have always known this was the path you wanted to take, and some of you never expected in your wildest dreams to be here today. And now, all of you are college graduates. My point is, with your wide range of backgrounds and life paths, can you imagine any other reason why all of you would be in the same room at the same time? But now you have a bond, something in common, which makes this group pretty special when you think about it. Because it takes all of us to make our world work, and we all have a role to play. I'm just an average guy. Growing up, my path wasn't a clear line from point A to point B. 20 years ago, I didn't have a political bone in my body, or so I thought. I can tell you I never envisioned nor expected to be in politics, much less as a state senator and then as a lieutenant governor. I grew up in the blue-collar town of Barrie, city, actually, and I'm proud of that. We had what I thought was a normal family. My mom grew up on a farm in Plainfield. My dad was from Washington, and that was Washington, Vermont. Truck driver by trade and a World War II vet. He was involved in the D-Day invasion, which, by the way, was 71 years ago today, and it was a game changer for the world. My dad was severely injured during the D-Day invasion. He lost both his legs, spent 2 years in Walter Reed Hospital, and made the best of what he had, came back to Vermont, had 3 boys, married my mom. But then, due to his injuries, when I was 11, he passed away. And overnight, my mom became a single mom with 3 rather rambunctious boys. But life didn't change much for us because we had support groups. We had my family, we had friends, we had my schoolmates. So we went on, and I decided, or tried to decide, what I was going to do with the rest of my life. And I thought I wanted to become an industrial arts teacher. I loved to work with my hands. I loved to create things. I was a different kind of learner, a hands-on learner. So I was able to incorporate that. I took my college prep in the morning, and then I took vocational technical education in the afternoon in machine trades. And that formed what I am today in many different ways. I ended up going to UVM, but came out, decided not to teach, and went into the construction business. And then I had an opportunity to buy the business with my cousin, but I didn't have any money. I had ambition, but no money. But my uncle, who owned the company, said that he'd finance it for us for 20 years. We paid him every single week for 20 years. We finally paid that off about 10 years ago. I guess the point is, that I've always had to work hard. And to this day, I open up my business every morning at 6:30. And I had 2 daughters. We struggled then as well, early in the business. I remember buying just enough fuel to get through the night sometimes, so we'd have heat and hot water in the mornings. But it's something that made me, again, who I am today. And I'm going to let you in on a couple of secrets. The hard work never really stops. It just may get more routine. And that's okay. And your kids never, ever stop needing you. I used to think when they turned 18, that was going to be about it, but that's just not so. And that's okay too, because you need them as well. And that's why you never stop trying to do better, to do more, because once you stop, you become complacent. And that leads to a pretty dull life. Every success I've had, whether in life, in business, politics, or racing, has been because I've been fortunate enough to be part of a strong team working towards the same goal. For instance, I may be the driver of the race car, and I win, I get the trophies, I get the accolades, but I'd be nothing without my pit crew. And I may be the owner of a successful business, but that success wouldn't happen without the employees who make up the team at my company. And I may be lieutenant governor, but I couldn't do it without the support, advice, and help of many, including some of you, who never make the headlines. After all, I don't think anybody expected that a gearhead kid from Barrie would become lieutenant governor. But if I can do it, or rather we can do it, you can do it. Whatever your it is. I bet each and every one of you has a story to tell, and you're about to start a new chapter. So as you turn that page, let me offer a couple of practical pieces of advice. Really try to listen to others. A lot of frustration comes from people who don't feel anyone hears them or understands what they're going through. Realize you don't have all the answers, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong. We all make mistakes. I make them every single day. I just try to learn from them. Admittedly, maybe a little slow sometimes. I'm a slow learner. But it's never too late to learn. And it's never too late to be a good parent or a good person. Make good on your promises. People will gain faith and trust in you if you follow through. Give back, pay forward. Doesn't have to be with money. It can be in time and sweat equity. And treat others the way you want to be treated. It's such a simple concept. And don't ever stop challenging yourself. Don't stop working hard. Don't stop believing in yourself. Don't be afraid of new experiences. Go out and explore, even if it's in your own backyard. You'll be amazed what you find. I'm so proud of you for what you've accomplished. And I believe I speak for all of us celebrating with you that we look forward to more things we can be proud of for in the future. And who knows the places you'll go and the things you'll do. I truly hope our paths will cross again. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations.